Right, joined by co-chairman Steve Irving. Steve, firstly, enjoying the game?
Not really. I can't say I enjoy the games at the moment with the atmosphere the way it is. It's so sterile and just hear everything that's being said, and I'm afraid it winds me up. But it's the way it is.
Yeah, how are you finding life in a football club where there are no fans? And it's a bit of a weird situation, isn't it? It's that we're playing, but it almost feels like we're not because it doesn't feel right.
They just feel like pre-season friendlies. There's no atmosphere. Can't get into the games, so it's not enjoyable at all. Running the football club is difficult at the best of times, but with everything that's going on, it's perhaps doubly so. But I've been very fortunate with everything that's been provided for the club in terms of grants and assistance. So things are okay on that front at the moment, but they're interesting times.
Yeah, we'll talk about grants. A few weeks back, we obviously agreed a deal with Very Powerhouse, 5-year deal for the football club. In times like this, a fantastic deal to secure for us.
It is. It's a great deal. It's 5 years. It's the biggest sponsorship deal that we've ever put in place. We're extremely grateful to Very Powerhouse for their support in difficult times. To come along with a deal like this, knowing that the situation could easily revert back to lockdown, which it has, it's a very brave decision of theirs to make. We are very grateful to them, and we'll do the best we can to make sure that they get maximum coverage and involvement within the club in the areas that they're looking at being involved in.
Yeah, we're talking about the club then. Of course, Thursday just gone, we went back into a lockdown. It didn't affect us because we are an elite level. But how are the football club doing in terms of moving forward at the moment and moving forward? How are we doing off the pitch?
Well, things are fine at the moment. For the next few months, everything is okay in terms of the finances. As I say, we're very grateful to the most recent assistance from the National Lottery, which is helping all clubs to provide not all cover, but some of the cover for the missing income. So we're grateful to the government and the National Lottery for that. The sponsorship that we've had, the latest one from Verico, and other deals that we've put in place prior to that, are all carrying on. So this season will be fine. Depending on how long this goes on for, I couldn't say much longer than the end of the season. Things are okay with us at the moment.
Yeah, we'll talk about on the pitch then. We haven't managed to catch up with you since last year, but obviously, of course, since Steve walked through the door, we were fourth with bottom, and he took us to the playoff final. It was an extraordinary season, wasn't it, last year?
It was incredible from where the other guys left off, and Steve came in. It was just constant success right up to the last day, and even at that last game at Weymouth, we played extremely well, and it was just the penalties in the end were an absolute killer. But the season as a whole, we saw some fantastic football. The crowds were great. We missed the crowd so much. And even now, trying to watch this with people at home now watching, they can't even go to a pub and have a crowd. So I saw some coverage of some of the games that were being streamed in pubs, and my son runs a pub now, with a number of people there from Dartford. It was quite exciting, and in a way I wish I could have gone along to one of the games in the pubs. They haven't even got that now. It's down to us watching at home. We miss the fans so much. I've been involved in the club for a long time, very close to a lot of the supporters, and they will stay safe, but we need them back as soon as we can.
Yeah, we'll talk about this season then. You've made a fantastic start, and before today's game, you sat top of the league. Just give us your thoughts on the squad that Steve has assembled and how we're doing this year.
It's an incredible squad. It's the largest squad we've ever had, but I have to emphasise, and people may not believe it, but I have to emphasise the fact that it is within the budget we set. And it's not the most ridiculous of budgets, I can promise you. It's a working budget that we can afford and we can manage, and Steve is keeping within that. So to put together a squad that is looking extremely good. He's starting to find his sort of settled 11, although one or two injuries have meant he's had to make one or two changes. But it's looking a very exciting squad, and I don't think we've really got into third gear yet, and he said the same the other day. I think there's a lot more to come from this squad.
Yeah, we'll talk about just a little bit about Steve. Next season is going into his last year of that contract. Have we had have we had talks in terms of extending that contract with Steve?
In terms of extending the contract, not yet. You said it's next year's the last. 2022 is the end of the contract. It's a long way away yet, but we have had conversations after the end of last season, looking at the contract itself. So there was one or two changes made to that. I'm not going to go into the details, but just to give him the comfort that he knows that we're happy with the job he's doing, and going into next season, we certainly won't let the contract run down, because I'm sure there's going to be many clubs are going to come in if we did do that. So I can assure you that won't happen, and we'll be looking at where we are next season, maybe at the end of this season, even looking at where we are and what we feel is appropriate then.
In midweek with the youth side, just a little bit about the academy. They got to the first round pick. Unfortunately, they went and lost. But just give us your thoughts how well the academy have done this year.
Well, I've been very closely involved with the academy pretty much from the start. So we're coming up 13 years into the academy as we see it now. I work very closely with Tony Berman, who heads up the academy. The structure of it is as we would want it to be at the moment, and we've brought through a number of very good young players. We still don't have that full pathway that we really need to allow some of the boys towards the end of their time to get into a first team. There's nothing in under 23 terms, but we're producing some very, very good players, and the first time in the first round for a couple of years or so, but I think it's one of the best academy sides that we've had in probably 7 years since Ronnie Vint and Edu Adams' time. So I'm very excited for the future, and they sit top of the league as well.
Perfect. Great way to run it off as the players start emerging. Thank you for joining us today, James. You're welcome. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much.
See you later.